The Catholic Church supports the practice of celibacy for its clergy, both priests and nuns, though many people struggle to keep this commitment. While some people choose celibacy voluntarily, others may feel compelled to do so. The range of sexual relations within the clergy includes both voluntary interactions and interactions between priests and parishioners. One of the most significant sacrifices made by priests and nuns for the sake of the Church is celibacy. Nuns in particular consider themselves to be wedded to Christ rather than to a human spouse, devoting their entire lives to God. Despite their deep commitment, many nuns face daily challenges as they strive to keep their vows and their faith. Despite the Catholic Church's commitment to holiness and celibacy, it has not evaded the lens of scandal, especially within the confines of monastic circles. In the forthcoming video, we meticulously explore the hidden dimensions of the personal lives of nuns, aiming to illuminate a subject that frequently resides in the shadows of secrecy. A story of intrigue and scandal unfolded in the ancient corridors of Rome, within the hallowed walls of Sant'Ambrogio della Massimo. This video delves into history, warning viewers of the potentially offensive and disturbing nature of the revelations that follow. The story begins with a dark chapter that recounts the harrowing experiences of the nuns who were subjected to sexual initiation rites, rituals that entangled more than 3 participants at times. Even after the conference's founder, Maria Agnes Ferrario, was removed from her position, the void she left behind was quickly filled by other nuns eager to fill her shoes. But when the story reveals how far these nuns went to protect their secrets, it takes an even more shocking turn. There was a tapestry of deceit hidden in the convent's obscure corners, and the nuns' covert activities were far more complex and enigmatic than anyone could have imagined. As the layers of history are lifted, a story that transcends the traditional confines of convent life is revealed, adding to the intrigue. A sinister story unfolded in the shadowy corridors of the Sant'Ambrogio convent in the 1850s, revealing the dark secrets that lurked behind its sacred walls. Ferrario, the founder, had lost her revered title after leading her fellow nuns astray by encouraging them to worship her as a false idol. Mistress of novices, Maria Luisa assumed command with an air of cunning authority, stepping into the vacated role. Her leadership, however, took a twisted turn reminiscent of her predecessor's transgressions. Maria Luisa orchestrated nightly rendezvous with her novices like a macabre symphony, weaving a web of dark rituals that would haunt the memories of those involved. A courageous nun, weighed down by the weight of her confessions, spoke of Maria Luisa's troubling directives. The crafty puppeteer, Maria Luisa asserted that these body fluids had miraculous healing properties. Intimate face-to-face and breast-to-breast encounters were also demanded by her as part of the initiation rites, drawing the novices into a maze of taboo customs. However, Maria Luisa's crimes went beyond the walls of the novices' accommodation. She had secret relationships with a Jesuit confessor at the convent, in addition to her fellow nuns. The two skillfully invoked religious, communing as a cover for their extramarital encounters. But Maria Luisa went one better, tricking the confessor with fake letters that had the Virgin Mary's seal of approval. Taking advantage of a novice called Maria Francesca's exquisite handwriting, Maria Luisa composed sacrosanct letters. Unaware that they were following fake holy orders, the entire convent got caught up in the scam. Even the confessor gave in to Mistress of Novices Maria Luisa's temptations, drawn by the divine authority that appeared to be approved by the Virgin Mary. Once a stronghold of piety, the convent was transformed into a dark drama scene where betrayal, deceit, and forbidden desires entwined in a sinister dance. Within the convent's hallowed halls, a compelling story from the early 1800s emerged, veiled in scandal and private affairs that challenged the sanctity of the afterlife. After her transgressions were made public, Maria Agnes Ferrario, once a highly regarded spiritual counselor to Pope Leo XII, found herself engulfed in controversy. In addition to engaging in an extramarital affair with her confessor, Ferrario also ventured into forbidden territory by having a 3-way tryst with the confessor and another nun. The scandal grew deeper when Ferrario, using her cunning hand, performed fake miracles and had 2 covert abortions in response to the fallout from her relationships with clerical officials. Amazingly, in spite of the obvious irregularities, Ferrario's convent managed to evade closure in 1816 when she lost her abbess title due to the Inquisition. The illicit activities continued in secret, away from the prying eyes of the church hierarchy, behind the facade of piety. The convent was unaware that one of its confessors, who was hiding a deep secret, was living under a false identity as Joseph Kloiken, a well-known theologian and advisor to the Pope. The veil of secrecy broke in 1848 when Cloyken started a romantic relationship with a nun. The story became even more entangled in a web of forbidden passions when the confessor shockingly confessed to having multiple carnal encounters with Maria Luisa during the trial, as the Inquisition exposed the truth. In a brave attempt at self-defense, Cloyken maintained that their relationship was solely spiritual, based on a strong religious conviction rather than lust. Despite the confession, Cloyken received a light sentence from the Inquisition, which included 2 years of imprisonment in a Jesuit house and the loss of his ability to hear confessions. This confessional affair left a lasting impression on the convent's history, as its echoes echoed through its hallways. The once sacred sanctuary became the setting for an engrossing tale of betrayal and redemption, as forbidden desires, deceit, and the thin line separating spirituality from earthly passions interacted. Sexual initiation. Maria Luisa gave new nuns access to some unconventional customs, such as the right to sexual initiation. Maria Luisa informed the nuns that she might share divine blessings from her bodily fluids at the trial's climax. If any of the nuns complained about the rituals, Maria Luisa acknowledged that the saintly founder of the order, Ferrario, used similar techniques to pass on her miraculous liquor to Maria Luisa. Additionally, former novices were invited to spend the night in Maria Luisa's cell in the event that any of the nuns fell ill and died for no apparent reason. With her stoic grace in the face of misfortune, Princess Katharina von Hohenzollern, Sigmaringen became a mysterious figure in the annals of European nobility. Having been twice widowed by the age of 36, her heart looked for comfort outside of the lavish courts of her home Germany. Princess Katharina traded her royal title for the solemn vows of a nun, finding an unexpected haven in the mystical embrace of Rome's convent of Sant'Ambrogio. But behind the convent's sanctity lay a maze of betrayal and deceit that would destroy Princess Katharina's newly discovered serenity. Her sharp senses picked up on the strands of suspicion, and before long, a sickening fear took hold of her heart. The princess showed bravery by surreptitiously slipping out a mysterious letter containing just the words, "Save me." Princess Katharina, crushed by her revelation, had discovered the Abbess Maria Luisa's unethical and domineering actions. A growing suspicion that Maria Luisa's abbess had more sinister goals in mind than just spiritual guidance to put an end to her life tore at her soul. The Inquisition was called upon as suspicion began to wiggle its way through the convent, revealing a web of scandals that outshone the shadows cast by the sacred walls. Maria Luisa was charged with venerating a false saint, having lesbian encounters, and, most shockingly, murder. A specific crime took center stage during the trial, casting scandal over the convent's sanctity. Witnesses disclosed a ritual known as a Jesuit blessing, a sensual ritual veiled in deceit. This private blessing involved French kissing and other intimate gestures, and it was inherited from Maria Agnes Ferrario, the founder of the convent. One witness described how the male confessor indulged in explicit acts that went against the fundamental principles of penitence, such as making the cross on a penitent's throat with his tongue. As some penitents received the alleged blessing and fell into ecstasies on their knees before the confessor, horrifying details emerged. Disbelieving gasps filled the courtroom as the vile truth exposed the corruption that grew within the convent's hallowed halls. Princess Katharina was a royal soul entangled in a web of deceit, conspiracy, and desire at the center of this scandalous drama. Her trip from the aristocratic courts to the walled compound of Sant'Ambrogio had turned into a terrifying journey that had exposed a dark side of the relationship between power, faith, and the perverse interaction of human passions. The Divine Guidelines. When the twice-widowed German Princess Katharina, the newest member of the convent, received an erotic letter from Maria Luisa, she decided to permanently remove the critic. Maria Luisa used forged letters from the Virgin Mary to defend her actions and the heavenly instructions. The renowned Maria Louise ordered her to take Katharina's life. However, numerous attempts were unsuccessful. With the assistance of her cousin, who was extremely ill and refused food and medication, Katharina was able to escape the convent and was brought to her family's French estate where she recovered. Maria Luisa later admitted that she had created the princess out of gestopium mercury and powdered glass. The Sant'Ambrogio. When it came to concealing its transgressions, Sant'Ambrogio was a relatively new convent. It was established in 1806 by a young nun in her early 30s named Maria Agnes Ferrario. Ferrario gained notoriety for donning an iron mask that had more than 50 nails pointing in the direction of her face. Although the founder claimed to be a living saint, her stigmata was self-inflicted. Additionally, the Inquisition tried Ferrario in 1816 and found her guilty on charges of pretending holiness and engaging in deviant behavior with her confessor. Ferrario spent the remainder of her life in exile, although Farel's convent was able to remain open. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.